Hey everyone, Matt here. The $1.9 trillion stimulus package containing those $1,400 stimulus checks is getting some momentum, with statements from Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the White House administration officials speaking with that bipartisan group of senators for a resolution, all of which I'll be talking about in this video. So let's get right into it. But hey, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Matt. I'm back every single day as your daily advocate. So if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button right below the video. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's nice to see you as always. And thank you so much for your continued support. If you would like, feel free to share this video or any others here on the channel with any of your friends, family, and social media so we can help out as many people as we can during this time. All right, so what are these statements out of the people, and why is this package starting to get some momentum? Well, Nancy Pelosi was out in a statement saying that they will be bringing a budget resolution to the floor next week, which is the first step in the budget reconciliation process. So, as I've said in so many of my other videos, the process in which to pass these bills and to get them through, bring them to the floor, it's a process. We've recognized this all throughout 2020. Remember that? It's a very slow process in many stages. There are a lot of things that need to happen in order to get these things through. So typically they move very, very slowly. However, Nancy Pelosi, like I said, is going to be introducing this budget resolution next week, which is the first process, the first steps in moving forward with the budget reconciliation. I know there's a lot of words, a lot of budget and R words following it, but that's just the first step in which they need to move forward with this thing. So either way, they're going to be bringing this to the floor next week. At the same time, we have Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden that have all been out in separate statements saying they really want to move this thing forward through the chambers, through the House, and through the Senate with bipartisan support. However, they've also recognized that if they do not get bipartisan support for this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, they always have budget reconciliation to lean back on. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, budget reconciliation, what is that? I'll explain that here more in just a few minutes. I want to get through a little bit more of this information. Then we can explain a little bit more of what budget reconciliation actually is and how they can fast-track bills using this method to get them through, especially the Senate, where they have a little bit of a sticking point in there. So, at the same time, they've also come out and said that they are not interested in entertaining the idea of standalone bills. So Joe Biden has been out saying this, and also Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, everybody, the whole group of people have been out saying they're not interested in entertaining the idea of standalone bills. So this is something that we entertained and talked about a few days ago, because at the time there was a little bit of talk about this. Standalone bills. Let's peel it all off into 18 different bills and let's push them through one at a time. Well, they've actually come out and said, no, we're not interested in that. We're not going to entertain the idea of standalone bills. So there was a lot of talk about, hey, maybe we can just push through the $1,400, the stimulus checks, as a standalone bill. Well, nah, it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. They're saying it very clearly that no, it's either all or nothing. We need a comprehensive bill. We want the full $1.9 trillion, and it needs to be comprehensive. We're not doing this standalone piecemeal type bills. They're not entertaining that idea at all. So, yeah, as far as the whole bipartisan support thing, good luck on that with this whole comprehensive package. Many Republicans have also come out very clearly and said, you know, the price tag's too high. We're not interested in the $1.9 trillion. It's just simply too much. Which brings me to my next point, and that is the White House administration officials have actually been, well, they currently are, in discussions with that bipartisan group of 16 senators. This is the group that met on Sunday a few days ago. They met and started discussing this $1.9 trillion package. So they are still in discussions with the White House administration officials. But here's the deal with that. Okay, so they're coming together on their package, and like I talked about in my video yesterday, this bipartisan group is actually working on their own targeted package, along with the Problem Solvers Caucus, who met the other day. We don't know what they're cooking on, but I'm guessing they're probably working up their own proposal as well. We'll have to see what they come up with. But either way, let's talk about this bipartisan group for just a second. Okay, so like I said, it's a group of 16 senators, right? 8 Republicans, 8 Democrats. Okay, that's great. Maybe this bipartisan group comes together and they say, okay, we like what's in the package. We like what we've negotiated out. We'll all support it. Everybody in that group, the 8 Republicans, the 8 Democrats, will all support this package in the Senate. However, we have a problem. We need, if they want to go through with bipartisan support to get this thing through, we need 60 votes within the Senate. Well, we're a couple short, right? So it's great if all 8 Republicans want to vote for it, assuming all the Democrats vote for it. If all 8 Republicans want to vote for it as well, okay, we're still a couple votes short to get it through the Senate, which would ultimately result in they would need to go with the budget reconciliation process once again to push it through. Again, I'll talk about that here in more just a second. So, again, as I said, that would assume that all Democrats in the Senate vote for this. Will every one of the 50 Democrats in the Senate vote for this thing? Well, we're just assuming that they will. Well, we don't know that for sure, but you would have to anticipate every single Democrat in the Senate needs to vote for it in order to get it through, if that all makes sense. Plus, if they want bipartisan support, they would need those 10 Republicans as well to come over and vote for it. So, there's a lot of moving parts right now. So that's just kind of what we're talking about with that. All right, let's talk about budget reconciliation for just a second. Actually, you know what? Before that, let me talk about this for just a sec. You might be wondering at this point, okay, we're talking about this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. There's been so many things going on lately. What does it even include anymore? I feel like I've lost track. What does it even include anymore? Well, the whole target that everybody's looking at in there, kind of the name of the game, what everybody's really focusing on, the people anyway, like the American people, is the $1,400 stimulus check within it. Now, there's a few things that Joe Biden has actually passed through with executive action over the last week or so, including extending out the eviction moratorium. Well, that was in there, but well, it actually still is in there, but he actually extended it out through executive order. Now, another thing too, like food assistance, rental assistance, all of those are in there as well. But other than that, there's like the PPP and, for small business, all of that is in there as well. There's also a ton of other things within this package. So either way, that's kind of like we need to keep our eye on the prize, which is the $1,400 stimulus check, right? That's kind of the main thing that everybody's focusing on in this package. All right. Let's talk about budget reconciliation for a minute. I know that everybody didn't want to hear about that, so I wanted to leave this for the end, just in case you don't really want to know or you don't really care. I wanted to leave this for the very end. All right, so what is budget reconciliation? Basically, it's a process in which they can fast-track a bill to get it through the chambers quickly. So as we know right now, the House will most likely pass it because it's controlled by Democrats, and we know that the Democrats are in support of this $1.9 trillion package across the board, right? They like it, they love it, they want to jump on top of this thing. So it shouldn't have a problem getting through the House. It's the Senate where the issue of passing comes into play, simply because the Senate is equally divided, 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats, and the vice president would come in to vote on to put in the very last vote to break a tie, right? So making it 51 for Democrats, making them able to pass it. So what budget reconciliation does is it just allows them to fast track a bill, getting it through the Senate with just those 51 votes, versus when they want bipartisan support, what that would require is it would require 60 votes. Well, we have the 50 from the Democrats. We would need 10 Republicans to come over. Well, at this point, like everything we've talked about, Republicans have said, it's a little steep. It's a little rich on the price tag. We're not actually interested in spending the $1.9 trillion package. We'd really like to make this thing a little bit more targeted. We'd like to, refine some of the price tag within this thing and negotiate on some of it. Whereas Democrats are saying, no, we just want to push this thing through as it stands. This is what we want. Let's just get it done. Well, we know that if they want to go with the bipartisan support method or approach, it's going to take a little bit longer. There's going to be negotiating. There's going to be back and forth. There's going to be some give and take, right? There's going to be some adding and subtracting within the bill. They'll take some things out. They'll add some things in. They'll reduce the price tags on some. So it'll take a little bit longer with the bipartisan support, which is what everybody's saying that they want, but worst case scenario, they'll come in with the budget reconciliation process to kind of jam it through as quickly as possible. So certainly going to be interesting to see what happens next week as they introduce this. However, one more thought too. You know, we have Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders. I mean, let's just be real. No matter what side you stand on, and I'm not taking sides, I'm just saying these three are kind of aggressive, right? We know this with them. They're kind of aggressive with their approach. They could just be saying this to use it as a scare tactic for Republicans, saying, hey, if you guys don't come on board, we're just going to push this thing through with budget reconciliation. So you might want to support it. It might just be their way of kind of negotiating and using a scare tactic to get Republicans to jump on board with this and to start working with them to support it. You never know. Remember, it's all a big negotiation. That's basically what politics are, is kind of using fancy words to get everybody else to jump on board and support your ideas. That's what politics do. So anyway, I hope that explains a little bit faster, a little bit better, but basically budget reconciliation is just a way that they can fast track a bill and get it through as quickly as possible with minimal negotiating and minimal changes. So hope that helps you out. Next week is certainly going to be interesting. We'll have to see what today brings. You never know. Today could bring some huge statement. Who knows what today will bring? We know that things change very, very rapidly. So I'll continue watching it. Whatever today brings and possibly something over the weekend, you never know. And I will bring that to you right away. Otherwise, I'll continue to be here for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And feel free to share the videos with your friends, family, and social media. Thanks, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Have a nice day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.